Hello everybody, back bringing some more stuff, and today I'm driving, well tonight, to be honest with you guys. Wait, it's like nighttime every single Peg Wednesday. And I've never had the thought to say, and tonight. Sometimes I'm recording past midnight, and I've never had the thought to say good tonight. That would be crazy. What if I just started saying, hello everybody, back again for some more stuff, and tonight, and then I explained what we were going to be doing that night. That'd be freaking crazy, you guys. That'd be freaking crazy. But yeah, it's 10:04, and I am putting in my GPS where I'm going. I am hitting the go button, and we're off to the races. We're off to the races, everybody. Okay. Oh, I have my beamers on. I got my high beams on. Oopsies, I got my beamers on. Thank goodness there was nobody in front of me, or I would have been beaming them. I would have been beaming them with my beamers. Okay. Penguins. I am going to pick up Cammy, and this is very exciting, okay? You might think, Batpeg, what did you just say? You're leaving your home at 10 o'clock and you're going to pick up Cammy? Yes. Yes, Penguins. You heard me friggin' right. You heard me friggin' right, Penguins. I'm going to pick her up. And bring her back. And as I'm saying this, I'm realizing that it's really stupid. Because we're an hour later than we originally thought we were going to be. So I really shouldn't be picking her up. I should be staying there with her. But that's not what we're doing. What we're doing is I'm going to go pick her up, and then I'm going to bring her back to South Pass. And then I'm going to go to my place in Pasadena. And we're both going to sleep, and then we're going to see each other bright and early, right around 8:30 in the morning. You might think, Batpeg, that's stupid. Why aren't you just staying with her? Why aren't you just staying with her in Irvine? To which my response is, originally I wasn't going to pick her up at 11. I was going to pick her up at 10 and then get back to Pasadena at 11. And then it would have made sense. But if I'm getting there at 11, driving back, I get back at midnight. I have to leave by 8:30, so I wake up at 7. Cammy isn't going to be able to get to sleep right away, and she also takes forever in the morning, so she's going to have to wake up early and go to sleep freaking late. Like, she's just going to get no sleep. Oh, my poor kitty. Well, whatever, man. It'll work out. But the reason we're doing this is we're going apartment hunting, Penguins. We're going apartment hunting. Cammy and I are looking for a place to move in together. It's really exciting. And I think that the Penguins are excited, too, for this development. Every Penguin I've spoken to, it feels like a finally kind of moment for them. Like, every Penguin has been like, wow, you guys are moving in together. Like, this is so amazing. So that's pretty exciting. That's pretty exciting. I'm really jazzed about moving in with my beloved girlfriend Camelia. And we're going to be driving out to Redlands tomorrow to try to find some places, and we have a bunch of tours scheduled. Cammy has a bunch of plans for what we should do, where we should go. We're going on the day of the farmers market, so we're going to be able to suss out like how good the farmers market is, see what's up. And we're going to have a really good day. I'm very excited. But right now I'm driving over there, and then I'm going to drive back with her. We've also decided that we're going on a trip to Japan, and we bought our tickets. this is happening over the summer, and it went back and forth whether this trip was going to happen over the summer, whether it was going to happen after that, but just like, it ended up being that we couldn't figure out how to do it after, because I just get no breaks, man. I get no breaks at my grad school. So, I mean, the breaks are like a week long usually, and I think I get like one break that's 2 weeks long, but it's like for Christmas or something. And it's like, well, I'm basically gonna have to miss Christmas if I do it over that break. So it's just scuffed. Yeah, so sorry, it really stresses me out to think about. We bought our tickets. We basically have an itinerary of everything we want to do. We do have one full day in Tokyo where we have not designated it to be we're doing anything. So on that day, we still can figure some things out. And then also we can figure some things out. I don't know. Whatever. Point is, I'm really stressed thinking about this trip. It's huge. It's super, super, super expensive. It's like, I've not gone to a country and stayed there by myself before. I've also not gone to another country that, like, doesn't speak English, and I don't know the language at all. Like, I went to Mexico on, like, a trip with my soccer team forever ago, and that trip was different because I felt like I wasn't so out of the woods with Spanish. But that's not what I meant. I meant lost in the woods. I'm not so lost with Spanish. Like, I kind of understand Spanish a little bit just from taking it in, like, high school and whatnot. So, yeah. But with Japanese, I don't know it, man. What am I gonna say? I'm gonna go up and say, Konnichiwa! Sorry. Oh, I don't want to upload this. I've already been talking for 7 minutes. It says, okay. I'm sorry, guys. Oh God, I'm so nervous. It's just, I'm short-circuiting from the nervousness. But we're getting on the highway, everybody. We're getting on the highway. I'm on the highway. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get DMCA struck for my music because my singing is so perfect. I sound just like the real deal. Whoa, that was crazy. There was a little bit of road that dipped, and I really felt it with my belly, with my tummy. Oh God. Okay, new topic. I'm very excited to see my girlfriend soon. Oh, but the reason I was bringing that up is because on the drive back, Cami is gonna, like, try to quiz me and, like, help me learn, like, some basic like Japanese phrases that you need, you know? We're talking like, where's the bathroom? We're talking, please, I want food. Thank you for food. You know? We're talking, yeah. We're talking the konnichiwas, okay? We're talking the... I can't do this. I hate this episode. This is the worst episode ever. This is the most embarrassing thing. Can you imagine going on your YouTube show and confessing to all your friends that you're the biggest weeaboo of all and that you're like, I can't wait to go to Japan? Can you imagine confessing that? And, like, I want to defend myself and say, like, I don't want to go to, like, Akihabara, the big, like, anime otaku culture mecca. Like, I want to defend myself by saying that, but at the same time, it's like, well, the fact that I even know it's there and have this ammunition to defend myself with is, like, revealing, you know? Like, I don't know, man. I'm just so embarrassed. I do want to go to Akihabara, but only for, they have, like, a board game store. And I really want to go to the board game store. I think that sounds so fun. Anyways, I'm done talking about this. I'm, like, bright red. I can feel it. Oh, God. I wonder if I have an episode called Embarrassed Peg. Because I'm feeling it right now. But also, this is only the first, 10 minutes of the episode. The rest of the episode is going to be about day 3 of the San Francisco trip. Woo! Everybody, who is excited to learn more about this wonderful trip? So, we had late night and a stressful night because we were trying to take care of somebody who had a little bit too much to drink, let's say. And there's a big old truck next to me, everybody. There's a big old truck. It's a big one. But yeah, so we were taking care of them, and because of that, it was a late and stressful night. I really barely slept, and we woke up the next morning, and I was asked, hey, do you want to go on a walk? You want to go on a walk? Because there was a group that was going on a walk, and I said I would like to join, and I was like, yes, please. So I got out of bed, got dressed, and was like, I'm ready to go on this walk. And then the walk kind of fell apart, and we figured out what we were going to do. Everything just fell apart, and yeah, so we dang, this was such a weird day, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So I woke up this morning and realized I was sick, because the guy that actually that outs them. I'm gonna say Elliot. I'm just gonna out him. Elliot got me sick. Elliot got me sick because he was sick in my car, and then he was sick at the house party. And at the house party, while we were playing Secret Hitler, he was just kind of screaming down my throat, mask off, super spreader behavior. And I think that's when I got sick. So I felt it that morning. And I was like, dang, I am sick. Let's see what I can do to remediate this. So I went down, and for breakfast, it was basically over. So I had just a glass of orange juice. It's all I had. And I was like, give me that vitamin C, baby. I was excited to become healed from the orange juice. And then instead of going on the normal walk we were going to go on, it was just me. God, who was on this walk? I know it was Niall and I, but I don't think Phi went. And I don't remember who else it was. It might have been Elliot. But was it? Was it Malachi? I know it was me and Niall. I think the other person might have been Malachi, ? I think. But whatever. So, we went, and I was like, we need zinc tablets, everybody. We need zinc tablets. Everyone else was asking me for emergency. And I'm sitting here thinking, we don't have anything to put the emergency in. How are you going to drink it? We need freaking zinc tablets. So these zinc tablets, they're basically the same thing as emergency. They just tell you about the zinc instead of the vitamin C, but both have both. Emergency has zinc, and zinc tablets have vitamin C. They just aren't telling you. So we're looking, and I'm like, where are these zinc tablets? I can't find them. And then we're like, oh, there's more store back here. So we went up these it's a 3 steps to get to the other part of the store at the CVS. And we're back there, and then there was a homeless guy who was really yelling at the cashiers and getting really riled up. And it was unfortunate, but we found the zinc tablets, and then we were like, well, I guess we wait a little bit for the homeless dude to not be berating the cashiers before we buy this from them. And so we waited, and while we're waiting, there was this old white woman in the store, and she was really stressed out, And then there was like a group of people, you know, like 3 or 4 people, and they were all kind of chatting about like, oh God, this is unfortunate. And the lady was like, he's keeping us stuck inside the store. And it just like exasperated, a little bit scared. And I turned around and I looked at Niall and I was like, can we go this way? I am going to laugh. And Niall thought that was so funny. So that was a really good memory. But I couldn't handle it. She was the funniest person I've ever seen. No, he wasn't keeping us locked inside the store, lady. You could have walked right past him. He's just like freaking out. Like I don't know, man. People think of homeless people like they're not people. But yeah, so next time I'm at like a stop, I gotta share my ETA with Camellia because then she'll know when I'm gonna get there. But yeah, so like that was really funny. And then I had some zinc tablets, but like it was over, you know, I was gonna get sick. And I actually ended up getting sick for like so long. Like my cough has only really completely left me like in the past couple days, which is just a real shame because, you know, it was brutal. And I was very, very upset because I had said so many times, like, I'll never forgive you if you get sick. And also to this guy, I had said, I'll never forgive you if you have too much to drink. And it was just, I can't help it. I'm sorry for outing you. But, you know, it was just like a learning moment. But for me, it was like a being super frustrated moment, you know? Because I had said both of these things before the trip, and both of them happened, and I was just like, gosh, like I'm feeling so not respected right now, and also I'm sick, like, and I didn't sleep that much, so the sickness is gonna get me even worse because I didn't get to sleep to fight it off. Like, I was just so frustrated, you know, so that was like really, really annoying. But, you know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it? So, that day we were supposed to go to a Giants game because Rachel, who had organized this trip, like really wanted to go see the Giants play. She's a Giants fan. And she unfortunately could not make the trip. And this was on May the 3rd, and that was their closest game to May the 4th, so it was Star Wars night. So if we got there super early, we could have got a Star Wars hat. But we did not get there super early. We instead decided that none of us really wanted to go, and we only had to go, like, in Rachel's honor, you know? And as such, we just, like, went and had brunch in the morning. This is your reminder that I am still eating my Kong Kong food court at this point in the trip. It is saving me. It is, like, I have food in the hotel and no one else does. So, like, I am fueled for the day, and everyone else is kind of running on fumes at certain points throughout this trip. But not me, okay? I got my Kong Kong food court. I have my yummy, delicious, yummy, delicious, yummy, freaking Chinese food. Yummy, delicious. So, that's what's up. And yeah, so, what am I saying? Right, so we go and we get brunch, and it's fine. I can't eat anything at the place. I just get a fruit cup, and I'm, like, fine with that, you know? But everyone else is like, yeah, that was not worth the amount of money we spent there. And then we went to go to the Giants game. We took public transit, and it wouldn't take my tap. So I kept, like, trying to refill this card that I had found on the floor. Because I found a bus card, like, on the ground, and it had negative balance. but not as much negative balance as it would have required for me to buy a new card. So it was like a good deal, you know? And so I paid my fare, but it was just like a big stressful moment for me. And then, you know, we get to the stadium. There's like a little bit of a line outside. We go in. We make it at the bottom of the seventh. We make it in at the bottom of the seventh inning, just in time for the game to end. I got up. I used the bathroom. I tried to peer edit Fi's essay, and the connection in that stadium was just so bad. Like, I probably could not have loaded Twitter. I wouldn't have gotten past the first TikTok video, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got the first TikTok video that just comes for free with your TikTok, even with no internet. I don't know how they do that, but I would not have gotten a second TikTok. So, then we leave. Malachi is gone. We're like, where is Malachi? But at the same time, it's like he just does that. He just disappears. We find Malachi, and all is well. We're like, let's go home. And so we're all going to go back. Emma and Morgan are still at the hotel. And Mika is off with Annie and Annie's friends. So we got like 3 groups of people. We're all going to meet at the hotel and then go to dinner. Okay? So we took so much time getting back to the hotel, to be honest. And I was just so stressed out, like, trying to organize this, because everybody was going through me, and I was telling everybody, like, the things that they needed to know, but I wasn't keeping everyone 100% on the same page, because it would have just been too much effort, and, like, everyone would have been like, well, why are you telling me that, you know? But, like, things kept very slightly changing as we didn't really get back to the hotel very quickly. So it ended up that, like, I was the only one that knew everything that was happening, and, like, Emma and Morgan are just kind of waiting for us. That's chill. Mika has, like, no real understanding of, like, when we're getting back or what's happening, and that's, like, kind of weird. And then everyone in the group with me that is, like, slowly going back from the stadium to our hotel is just, like, completely lost and having faith that, like, we're just going back to the hotel and everything is okay. And I just remember being, like, really stressed out about that. Maybe that's a through line, is that every time I have to do literally anything, I'm really stressed out about it. But that's not the point. The point is that we had a good time. We stopped by, like, this little vendor fair. That was really cool. And then we ended up finally making it back. Mika gets back right after us, and we're like, where are we gonna eat? And we're looking for places that are on the way to, like, the scenic outlook above the Golden Gate Bridge. And honestly, we did not find that much. There's a Korean place that everybody else bought stuff from. I could eat literally nothing at the Korean place. There were 0 things that I could eat there. So I got Thai food, and it was just Malachi and I that got Thai food. Literally everyone else got just, like, Korean fried chicken, you know? And so, gosh, my car was me. Man, who was in my car? It was me, Niall, Mika, and Fi, I think. I'm, like, quite confident. And, oh, yeah, it was. No, it 100% was. It 100% was. And so we drove to the place to get the Thai food. The Thai food, by the way, was, like, $25 for a yellow curry or something. And it was, like, not close to the best yellow curry I've had, you know? It was, like, maybe the worst that I've had at a restaurant. And that's not to say that it was bad. It was delectable. But was it, like, worth the price I paid? No. It, like, wasn't a ton of food either. It ended up being 2 meals, but I could have probably finished it in one if it wasn't so inconvenient to eat at the Outlook. because I didn't have any warm clothes. I'm trying to remember why. I think I just had them at the... Oh, I was wearing my warmest clothes, but I didn't have a warmer sweater because the only sweaters I had at Oxy were like really weak to the wind. And it would have been fine if we were just walking around in San Francisco. But at the overlook, at the outlook, it's like really, really, really windy. So if your like clothes are permeable to the cold, then you're screwed, man. And I had clothes that were very permeable to the wind. So, and the reason is because when I left to go to Canada with Dusty, I know this is forever ago, I left my puffer jacket at her dad's place. And I had left it there, or Cammie had left it there. One of us had left it there at like a party or a hangout that we had done like a week or two before that. And I left my jacket there, and I was like, oh, I'll just swing by and get it some other time. And then I never did that because I just didn't, like, every time I thought about doing it, I was like, God, I just don't want to, like, bother him. Like, I don't want to make him have to, like, be ready to receive me and then bring me the jacket or whatever. Like, I just don't want to be a bother, you know? So I never ended up getting it. So my Patagonia puffer jacket is still there. It's still at Dusty Sad's place. And it's the next summer now. So, you know, but I didn't have it. And so I was really cold. And the wind was just brutal. I don't have eyelashes, so it's like especially brutal when the wind dries out my eyes. It like happens worse for me than it even would normally. And this is not to mention that I'm like the princess and the pea. I'm a sensitive little fella, okay? And so the wind will get me. It would have got me if I had or didn't have eyelashes, okay? But we left the overlook after having eaten. I was pretty sick. We took like pictures and it was fun. And then we were like, let's go to museum. Let's go to museum. And now our car has Malachi too. So it's me, Phi, Mika, Malachi, and Niall. And like, what a banger car. What a banger car. So we all go to this like art museum, and we're a little bit late. Just because we like didn't take out the GPS. We just saw it and we're like, oh, let's go. It's probably this way. And we like went the wrong way. We missed like the last call for the exhibit by like 3 minutes. So that was unfortunate. But then we just like walked around in their gardens outside, and it was really pretty and it was awesome. Had a great time. Took some really cute pictures. We did one where we took a video and then we all jumped at the same time, so we could like take a picture from the video. I would say screenshot, but it's like actually a feature now on iOS that you can click like a take the picture button, you know, of the video. Yeah, so we did that, and then that was super fun, super cute. And then we were driving back, and we're driving like right past Ghirardelli, the Ghirardelli Square, and the Ghirardelli Chocolate Factory, if you will. And we're like, does anybody want to go? And we're all like, nah. And then we're like, are you sure? And Phi is like, I would love to go, but you know, like, it's fine. Like, I don't have to. Like, I kind of want to go, but at the same time, like, you know, it's not worth the hassle. Like, I would rather just go home and shower. And, like, I could feel that Phi wanted to go, but just didn't want to be a hassle. And Mika suggested, like, oh, do you just want to go back and shower? And Phi was like, yeah. Just, like, I'm, like, feeling a little gross. And I was like, nice one, Mika, because it was my understanding that Phi just wanted to go home and didn't want to be a bother. And Mika Mika had given her an out, right? Mika gave her, like, an easy excuse to let her... Oh my god, this car just, like, cut right in front of me. All the lanes are closed on this highway. And this car just, like, got out of their lane and into the one that's moving, like, marginally faster. And in doing so, they cut right in front of me and made me drop probably 20 miles an hour immediately. So that was not cool. But Fi was like, blah, 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 yeah. And I was like, oh, cool, Mika has given Fi an out. It's an easy way for her to just, like, shut this down and go back. This is all great. And then Mika's like... and then Fi says, like, yeah, you know, like, it's just that this was, like, the only thing that I didn't get to do the last two times that I went, and, like, I really wanted to do it. And we were like, what? Why are we not going? And then it turned out that she actually did want to go, and, like, it just overcame her feeling like she was being a hassle part of it. And so we spun around, went to Ghirardelli. I thought about getting their vegan fudge sundae, because they have that. And then I looked at the price, and it was $20. And I was not going to be reimbursed for dessert. So I thought, no thank you, that's alright. But we had a ton of fun, and we took pictures and stuff. And it was cute. And I just generally like hanging out with that group of people. Big fan of all those guys. This was when we were still hopeful that I would be driving back with Mika in the car. I'm a huge Mika fan. I'm the biggest Mika fan you've ever seen. I won't say of all time, because she's got a boyfriend. But I've never met the boyfriend, so in my world where I live, I am the biggest Mika fan of all time. But in Mika's world, I'm not. Okay? But yeah, so, like, we were still under the impression that Mika might drive back with me. This did not come to be because I got sick, and Mika really didn't want to get sick, and it was also a timing problem. Like, I was going to be leaving early, but Mika was going to be, like, waiting there for a little while so she could buy some bread for her mom, and she had to, like, wait for the place to open, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, it just didn't end up going that way, but it's okay. We all went back, and Fi took a shower real quick, and then we went to play Jackbox, right? Before we play Jackbox, I play Elliot and Mario Tennis. Boom! It all comes back full circle. For you guys, it's been... Oh my god! My throat dried out, because I went boom, and then, like, all the air conditioning came into my lungs. It got inside of me. Yeah, but so we were gonna play. For you, it's been 2 weeks basically, I think, since I told the story about Mario Tennis where I dumpstered Elliot. But for me, it's been like 2 weeks since I recorded it. Yeah. So then we're gonna play Jackbox, right? And what is exciting about that is, like, I'm hosting the Jackbox, so I kind of get to, like, feel out the vibes. I get to be like, guys, do we want to play this? Blah, blah, blah. And then be like, yeah. And then I organize it all, and, like, it feels manageable. And if I feel that the vibe is, like, we're kind of stopping, or, like, we don't want to play this game anymore, like, I can feel that and immediately change it. Instead of us having a leader who is perhaps more caught up in the excitement, more caught up in the fun, okay? So, I had a generational Trivia Murder Party loss. Trivia Murder Party 2 is actually what we were playing, and dude, I got, like, every single question wrong. I got out on the first round, I died on the first round, and then when we played the end part, where it's like you have to guess whether 3 or 2 options are true or false, you can, like, checkbox each one. I got all 3 wrong multiple times. And it was just like an all-time low. Like, no one has ever lost a trivia murder party like me, you know? It was just bad. And then, you know, we were just like playing. We had some fun. We did Quiplash. I had some of the first funny quips. I had some of the first funny ones. They were all, you know, it was fun. And then Mika was like, I think I'm done. Like, I think I'm too tired because I smoked. And I'm like, this is unreal. But she's like just saying this to me, and I was like, oh, awesome, Mika likes me too, you know? Like, this is mutual. Like, we're friends. Like, I didn't misunderstand or misread anything earlier that day. Not that I felt like I had, but, or not earlier that day, but the day before, when we went to dinner, and Mika and I were hanging out, I was like, I didn't place too much importance on this, or too much weight on this. I didn't misunderstand the way that Mika feels about me. Like, I'm dead on. We feel pretty much the same about each other, I think. Where we're both like, yeah, this person's super cool. I wish we had met earlier. I hope that we can hang out sometime again soon. And so Mika's telling me this, and then she's like, do you want to just like play a card game? And I'm like, yes. Ha ha ha. She's like, do you want to play Speed? And I was like, yeah, I'm really bad. And she was like, no, it's okay. Like, and I was like, no. I'm fine with getting trashed. Like, I'm fine with getting dumpstered in Speed. I love to play Speed. I'm just bad at it. And she's like, okay, good. And then we play Speed while everyone else is playing, like, Fibbage, you know? And Fibbage is a Jackbox game. And then they transition to, oh god, what's it called? It's something the internet. Surviving the internet. It's called Surviving the Internet. And you just, like, make jokes off of each other's backs. And Isaac thinks I'm the funniest guy in the whole freaking world. While I picked him up from the airport, he said that I'm the funniest person in the group. I don't know if I told you guys this. That's what he said to me. Also, on the first night, we watched some really bad cartoons. Or no, we watched Smiling Friends on the first night, and it was good. And then the second night, we watched, like, some really bad American cartoons that were, like, trying to be, like, the next Bob's Burgers, next, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, just so unfunny. I did not laugh a single time. I'm just sitting there, straight-faced. We turn on Family Guy. I'm like, this is even worse. I just could not possibly laugh at this. Except for the Hummers joke, where it's like, what kind of guy would even drive a car like this? And then it like cuts away to the guy, and he's like watching Madagascar in the car, and he's like, oh, I have a screen, I can watch these funny animals. And then he's like, haha, these animals are so funny, they make me want to merge without looking. And then he merges without looking and like smashes into a car and explodes them. That joke kills me. It's the only Family Guy joke that's ever gotten me. Like, ever. Otherwise, I hate Family Guy. But then we watched, God, what was it called? It was called YOLO. There was a subtitle, too. It was like YOLO something. YOLO is so funny, man. I was losing it. And Amari was not losing it. Let's just say YOLO was suited to my tastes more than Amari's, I think. But I was laughing a bunch at I was not losing it. Let's get a grip here, Batpeg. I was not losing it. I was just laughing. This was a good episode of YOLO. And then we looked it up, and it was made by one of the 2 people that made Smiling Friends. Or one of the co-creators. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, Isaac is begging me to play Survive the Internet. And I'm like, nuh-uh, I'm playing Big 2, or whatever it's called. I don't remember if it's called Big 2 or something else. But the idea is that 2 is the best card. And it's like a game that's really commonly played in Southeast Asia, is what Mika was telling me. And so I was having so much fun, and I was like learning the rules of the game. And as we like got into it and I understood the rules, like when we played like our 3rd or 4th time, because it goes really fast, it's like a very quick very quick game. When we played like our third or fourth time, I was like, oh, okay, I understand. Like, I see the game that's happening here. Like, I understand like the decisions that I'm making and the weight that they have, and like what kind of risk and reward I'm weighing when I'm making decisions while I play this game. I was like, I found the game, and because like I don't know what you mean, but like okay, and I was like, no, like I found the game. Like we're playing this, and I feel like I found the game. Like I understand how to play now. Like I have found it. And so that was really fun. And Isaac's like, please play this game with me, please. He like really wanted me to join in on the Jackbox because he just thinks I'm so funny. He thought it would be so fun, and that was a big ego boost. It was awesome to hear that like they want me to play so that like the comedy game is better. Like what? Like what? But yeah, this whole group of people thinks I'm the funniest person of all time, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, so man, what happens next? I guess the next thing is like the next day? Yeah, I guess the next thing is the next day. And at some point during this whole trip, I was called a unit. Mika called Fi and I a unit, and that was so fun because like I felt like Fi and I were a unit. We were like going around, hanging out, like really being friends, and like it was clear that Fi likes me and that I like Fi, but at the same time I'm like anxious that I like Fi too much, like more than she likes me. I really hope she doesn't listen to this episode, but like it's just like the common it's a K truck. I just drove past a K truck on the highway. Like one of those little Japanese trucks. It's definitely not allowed to be on the highway, right? Aren't K trucks like not allowed to be on the highway in the U.S.? Am I crazy? K truck spelled K-E-I. For any Penguins that want to see whether or not they're allowed on the highway. They're just like these cute little Japanese import trucks that are like relatively inexpensive. And they're super cutesy. They're really awesome. Right, but like, so I was having a great time like hanging out with Fi and stuff, but hearing that someone else called us a unit made it feel like, oh, cool. Like, I'm not coming across as, like, weird or trying to hang out with Fi too much. Like everyone else is seeing it as, like, Fi and I are hanging out and we're having a good time and we like each other. So that was really nice. That was really, really nice to hear. And then... yeah, I mean, I wake up the next day and I'm super sick, right? I'm like ill. But it's fine, because you know what I have? A Red Bull. When I left for this trip, I left with 2 Red Bulls, and I had bought them like 2 weeks before going. And the reason I do this, I know that I'll need a Red Bull there and a Red Bull back. I know it. So I eat as much of my curry as I can down, because it's really early, and well, it's actually not that early, but it was like a little bit early. It wasn't, man. It was like almost 11 when we left, so I must have been eating it like 10:15, 10:30. It wasn't that late, surely. Maybe 9:45-ish is when I'm eating, and that's like a normal time to have breakfast, but I just like can't down much of it because I'm sick. So I just ate as much of my curry as I could and just said that's going to have to be enough. And I looked at where we could stop by a Chipotle because I was just thinking like, I don't know, maybe Chipotle is the play. You know, we're going to drive for like 4 hours and then hit a Chipotle. Wait, that doesn't make sense. 4 hours? How long is the drive? I thought the drive was like... Okay, well, we took the 5 on the way down. We took the straight route. And, because of this, I don't remember how far we drove before we hit the Chipotle, but we found the Chipotle. There was really cheap gas. We got the gas, and then just straight lined it all the way back to Oxy from there. But here's what's awesome. Well, I guess this isn't awesome. This is just like the background. Emma and Morgan are going to stay. They're one of the 3 cars that drove up. So the way we drove up was in my car was me, Elliot, Phi. In Emma and Morgan's car was Emma, Morgan, Mika, and Niall. No, Emma, Morgan, Mika, and Amari was that car. Emma, Morgan, Mika, Amari. And then the 3rd car was Malachi and Niall, and then Isaac flew. So Emma and Morgan decided they're going to stay because they want to visit a friend and have like lunch with them that day or brunch with them that day. So they're not going to be leaving early, and as such, they're not going to be driving people back. So we have to figure out who's in what car on the way back, and kind of like consolidate the numbers. And what we end with is my car is me, Elliot, Phi, and Niall, which was the original car that was going to drive up. And the car going down, or sorry, the other car is Malachi, Mika, Isaac. Malachi, Mika, Isaac. Is that it? That can't be it, right? Oh, and Amari. Malachi, Mika, Isaac, Amari. And then Emma and Morgan are by themselves. So, you might remember that when I was driving up, I was like, oh my goodness, thank goodness that Niall is not in the car, because I want to listen to my weeaboo music, right? I'm trying to listen to my weeaboo music. I'm listening to Vocaloid. I'm listening to Utau. I'm listening to my Miku and Teto music, essentially. I'm listening to my J-pop music. And I don't know if Niall is chill like that. Here's what I'm not remembering. This is a gaming club. This is a gaming club. I knew that Niall was a chiller. I did not realize that Niall was like down with the same stuff that we were, you know? So we didn't listen to Vocaloid, but we get in the car and Niall is like, what do you think about turning on some Nightcore? And immediately I'm like, oh, my whole brain is rewired. I'm like, oh, this car is even better than last time. Because I like Niall, okay? I'm happy to have Niall in the car. And finding out that Niall is the type of guy to come into my car and say, can we listen to Nightcore? Come on, dude! Like, yee, hooray! It just, like, I was no longer worried literally at all. So we listened to, like, a bunch of old Nightcore songs. And then I played one that, like, nobody knew. And I was kind of embarrassed about it. But whatever, man. And then, after Nightcore, we like, gosh, what did we listen to right after? I don't remember the order of things. It was like, we did Nightcore, and then we did like a little bit of J-pop, I think. And then there was like a little bit of gaming music. So it was like Undertale, and we were talking about Stronger Than You from Steven Universe, and like the Undertale version. And we were like, we gotta play Steven Universe music, so we play like Undertale and Steven Universe and Adventure Time. We played a couple songs, and I'm forgetting something, but you know, like that genre of like the like, I don't know what time that was. Was it like late 2000s or early 2010s? But like that time, like cartoons music, we're jamming out to Steven Universe music. I'm having the best time ever, you guys. I am singing. My throat is dead though, so I sound horrible. But I'm doing my best, and I'm like managing it for the most part. But we were like, okay, we gotta cue Sonic music because you guys don't know. And Niall's like, oh yeah, Sonic music is the best. And I'm like, oh yeah, everyone else in this car is in for a treat. Okay, we get to Chipotle. We eat our food. Oh, I forgot to ask Niall if he liked the Blackberry Izzy. Maybe I didn't forget and I've just forgotten the answer. But I was like, oh, the Blackberry Izzy. And Niall was like, is it good? I was like, I think it's my favorite, like, beverage. Like, of all beverages of all types, I think Blackberry Izzy is the best. And then I find out that Niall doesn't like soft drinks, like, doesn't like fizzies. And I was like, oh, that sucks. But he got one anyways. And I don't remember if he liked it. But it's so yummy, man. Anyways, so we queued up a bunch of music. We played, like, The Sound of Music. We were, like, at the beginning of the car ride, like, on the way to the gas station. We're all sitting in there like doe, a deer, a female deer. So that was really weird, but we did that. And then we, like, cleaned off the car, the windshield of the car. And, like, Fi had never done it before. So she doesn't know that, like, you can't start halfway when you squeegee the water off. Like, if you squeegee the water off and you go, like, the bottom half and then you do the top half, for whatever reason, it just is bad. Like, you have to go all the way from the top to the bottom. Otherwise, it just, like, is bad. So it was, like, a fun little, like, teaching experience. I was like, wow, I feel like an adult. If I was like, you are an adult. And I was like, yeah, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I'm doing an adult type of thing right now. And I'm, like, teaching you about it. Like, it feels cool. So I queued a bunch of Sonic music. And the first songs were, like, just level music. Niall wanted to cue, I don't even remember what level it was, but it was something from Sonic Unleashed that was just a banger. And I was like, oh, we gotta cue Rooftop Run. And Niall's like, what is Rooftop Run? And I'm like, oh, Niall must only like the Sonic music, like Crush 40, like with words like the butt rock. And like, this is just the one level that he knows. So I was like, oh yeah, you know, like blah blah blah, I'll do this one, and then I'll do God, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like I don't remember. The Aqua something water level from Sonic Colors Act 1. Absolute banger song. So good. Like, just an insanely good song. And so I played that, and then we get to, like, the butt rock part where it's, like, with lyrics. And Niall is like, what? Like, this is Sonic? And I'm like, oh, like, I guess everyone's in for a treat. Niall and Elliot promptly fall asleep. They sleep through the whole Sonic portion of the drive. So I'm just sitting here, like, gushing about Sonic to Fi, like, getting so excited. And I'm like, I was like, you know, my best friend Dusty would be absolutely, like, killing me about this. Like, she would be making fun, she would be laughing so hard if she could see me, like, eyes completely lit up, super excited, dancing along and singing along to Sonic music and being like, no, this one's the best one. And what reminded me was, I was like, oh, this song is like the best one ever. And Fi turns to me and she goes, you've said that for the last 3 songs. And I was like, yeah, they just keep getting better. And that's exactly what happened when Dusty and I watched K-On! Together. When we watched K-On! Together, I was like, oh, this is the best episode. Literally every episode. I was like, oh, this one's so good. This episode's so good. I said it every single episode without fail. I said it every single time. So hearing Fi say that reminded me, and, like, that was really fun. But yeah, we listened to the Sonic music, and then we were all sharing J-pop recommendations. It was mostly them, though. Like, I didn't throw my hat into the ring that much for the J-pop, because it was just like, you know what, like I am probably gonna know the songs that they are suggesting and whatnot. So, like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So, it was really fun. And then at the very end, the last song was... Oh, also, Elliot knew all of the words to Life is a Highway from Cars. Like not just the main part. Like, knew the second verse, knew, like, every part of the song. It was crazy. And then, so the last song we listened to was the Pokemon theme song. And we all sang it together. And then it got to the second verse, and I was like, ha ha ha, I guess none of us know the second verse. And then Elliot sang the whole second verse. I was like, dude, what? Like, this is crazy. So that was cool. And we all sang it together. So we're like, Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon. And, like, that's the end of our drive, you know? So that was really cool. So, yeah. Then we got back to campus. I dropped off Niall. And then Elliot and I carried some stuff up to Fi's room for her. And then she got back in the car. We drive back to Belle Young, drop off Elliot, and then I see Ellie and Abby out the window of my car. And I'm like, hi, I'm back. And I was kind of surprised that they didn't, like, stop and talk to me more. But you know what? Who cares? Like, they were leaving after dinner. Like, they had so much work to do. And so then I went and I put all my stuff back in my dorm. Then Kai, Alina, Fi, and I all walk down to dinner. We meet Elliot there. And it was not very good. It was a typical Friday where the food is okay. And there's not that much of it. But honestly, the food was not that good. Like, it was not a pleasant surprise. Like, it was not yummy. Sometimes Friday food is yummy, but there's not enough. This was like whatever, and there's not enough. So that was just, like, sad, especially because I was sick and I had been driving literally all day. But yeah, I used to think I didn't like road trips, but it turns out the things about road trips that I don't like are that they're really boring and I get car sick. But when I'm the driver, I don't get car sick, and it's everyone else's job to make sure I don't get bored and fall asleep. So road trips when I'm the driver are actually kind of awesome. That's what they don't tell you. Wow. There's a screen on my car that will tell me, like, how far I can drive without going to gas. Okay, it says it here. I got it. The PEGCAST is almost over, guys. Yeah, and then it was just super fun. Yeah, one of my notes says, drive back fun, Nightcore and Sonic and Steven Universe. So, you know, like, just a blast from the past. It was so fun. Dude, you know what? I was like, they were like, we have to play Stronger Than You now. And I was like, oh, do you guys want to play the one with the Peridot rap? Because, like, that was the kind of energy we had. We were, like, going through all the old songs and being like, oh my gosh, yeah, I remember this, like, Nightcore, blah, blah, blah. And, I was like, do you want to listen to the one with the Peridot rap? And they were like, the what? The what? And I'm like, no, dude, no. The Peridot rap. And they've never heard of the Peridot rap. So I introduced them. We uncue Stronger Than You, and we re-cue Stronger Than You with the Peridot rap halfway through it, where it, like, in the part of the song, I don't know the words to describe music, but, you know, there's the part of the music where it's just the instruments and there are no vocals. When the song was like, like that part of the song. And someone did a rap where they added Peridot, like, struggling and, like, yelling at the gems in that part. And it fits so well. It's like, it should have been in the show, you know? But it was so fun. It's like, don't touch that. It was so fun. And I showed them, and they were like, oh, wait, this is, like, actually pretty good. Like, what the heck? So it was just so much fun. And yeah, so that was basically the end of that night. And that's my whole San Francisco trip. My next note is about stir fry. So, I'm not going to record that right now. But I did take some pretty detailed notes about my last ever stir fry at Occidental College. And I took it as I was, like, there, because I was feeling like, you know, this is a big moment for me. Like, my last ever Occidental College stir fry. Like, I haven't known the Oxy stir fry for a long time, but I have known it for, like, a meaningful time, okay? Because I have loved the stir fry. I have laid my entire day's hopes on whether or not I can eat the stir fry. Like, on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, or it wasn't Tuesdays and Wednesdays, that was pasta days. On Mondays and Fridays, like, I just got to make it to stir fry night, you know? To stir fry lunch. Like, I just got to make it to stir fry lunch. If I can just make it on Mondays and Wednesdays, then I'll be okay, as long as I can make it to stir fry. So, you know, like, I took notes as I was in there. Like, my first note, let me get rid of the ones that I already did. Elliot's post was captioned, "The best way to have fun is to play together," or like a wise man or like a good friend once told me or something. And I was like, oh, that's cute. I feel like I found people that, like, really respect my childlike wonder and my joy, which was really nice at the end of my college career. It made me sad that I had finally found people and I had to leave. My first note here is in line for my final stir fry at Oxy ever. I text Cammie. Cammie asks how I feel. I say hesitant. And excuse my language, please if children are watching, cover your ears. Cammie asks how I feel. I say hesitant. I see those two fuckers in the yellow bowl sitting out. My next note is the music that plays when you beat Peggle. So I'll remember to play it. I'll tell you more about that later. Everybody comment below if you are so excited to be pulled up from the cliff and to hear more about my final stir fry of Occidental College. Comment below if you're so excited to be pulled up from this cliffhanger, because you're hanging on that cliff until next week. Anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of this episode. So like, subscribe, do all that great stuff, and it's good. Bye.